How's everyone going?
Hope you're doing good.
Hope you're doing good.
Yep. We will be starting in 3 minutes. So did you both just came from uni today? Or?
I didn't have any classes today, but she did.
Oh, I didn't have class.
Oh, I thought you did.
I had my day off and
Oh,
I
yeah.
went work. Yeah. Monash jacket.
Yeah, very beautiful hoodie.
Very beautiful.
Thank you for getting for me.
I need to mention that.
Do you have
Aw.
any other merchandise from Monash, like a t-shirt? Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
a t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
mugs or
I have two
hat?
t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, we have t-shirt. There's a t-shirt. It's like blue. It's got when I grow up, I want to go to Monash.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
It's so
cute?
cute. Yeah, for kids. Yeah, you guys should get it. It's really cute. How's the sound going?
Knock knock. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Should be fine. Welcome everyone. We'll be starting very soon. Just 1 more minute. Okay, 7 p.m. right now, so let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's Road to Uni QS Mentor Sharing session. My name is Emma. I'm the QS VC course consultant. And tonight, I'm really delighted to be with these two beautiful young ladies here, Julie and Stephanie. And we're going to have a conversation on pharmaceutical science in Monash University. They are both doing the degree right now. So let's jump into it. First of all, can you please introduce yourself a bit more, starting from Julie?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Julie and I currently study at Monash Parkville. My course is called Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Science Advanced Honours and I am in the Scholars Program. So I went to Highvale Secondary College, in Glen Waverley. The VC subjects I did including EAL, Specialist Math, Methods, Physics, Chemistry, Chinese Second Language Advanced, and Psychology. So in total, I finished 7 subjects by the end of year 12. Yeah, because I did Chinese in year 10, Methods in year 11, and the rest 5 in year 12. And I was the senior music captain of my school, and I liked playing the cello and wuzheng, Chinese instrument.
Musical. Is it all 7 across 3 years? 7 subjects?
Yes, across 3 years.
Okay. Very well, well done.
Yeah.
Stephanie, how about you?
Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Stephanie, and for high school, I went to MLC. Yeah, and like Julie, I'm also studying a Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Science at Monash first year. But unlike Julie, I'm not in the scholarship program, I'm just doing a normal course. But I'm hoping to get honors later in my course. Yep. And my VC subjects were English, mathematical methods, chemistry, biology, Chinese second language advanced and visual communication design. Yeah, that's
Yes,
for me.
thank you. Yeah, we will go into your why scholarly program and honor degree later for later, and we're just covering some basic questions. For Stephanie, what are the key differences between high school and university? Because you both have entered university life for almost half a year right now.
Yeah.
How do you find uni in general?
Well, personally, I would say that the biggest difference someone would usually experience going from high school to uni would be the size of the campus and the cohort. But we didn't really get to experience this in our degree since we're on a really small campus, the Parkville campus in the city.
Parkville.
Yeah, and there's only 4 buildings and 2 different bachelor degrees that are held in the campus.
Okay.
There's only about 180 people in our year, so there really isn't that much of a difference between like high school and uni.
How about the workload?
Well, the workload is increased, I would say. Well, there is a lot more work, but since I think we're all learning something that we're really interested in and we get to work with a lot of like-minded peers, it isn't that daunting.
Yeah. So as far as I know, Monash have 4 campuses, right? And so Clayton is the biggest one, and you are in Parkville. That's next to University of Melbourne. Yeah. So you have a much smaller campus for your degree. So for MLC students, you don't find the campus so much different. Do you have anything to add on, Julie?
Not much. I feel like our cohort is basically like a year level in high school.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how many students we have. Because usually it's just above 100 students for 1 year. But this year, since it's like right after pandemic, I guess more people want to do research in like pharmacology. That's why we have more people in our year this year.
Okay.
That's
So
what I think.
Stephanie, you mentioned there are 2 bachelor degrees. So one is your pharmaceutical science. What's the other one in your campus?
The other one that we have on the campus is the Bachelor of Pharmacy. So for people who don't really know the 2 different degrees mostly it's like our degree is focusing on manufacturing the different medicines and drugs that we have. Tragedy. Sorry, getting a little nervous. But so we're trying to learn how to manufacture and figure out how we can cure diseases. On the other hand, the pharmacy students are learning how they can become pharmacists and I guess sell the different drugs that we have created to their customers. And there's a lot of similarities in what we're learning. We're all learning different aspects of drug design, like how we're supposed to use the drugs, how they're made, how we can tell people what they're about. But there's some differences.
So like pharmacy is basically like distributing drugs to local people, like in like Chem warehouse. But like us as developing pharmaceutical scientists, our job is to design or modify a drug and potentially introduce it to the market. And our course mainly focuses on research. So our future career is mainly working in the labs, I presume.
So you guys are like the scientists behind the pharmacies, and then the pharmacy students, they interact with patients a lot, but you guys are more research type. Okay, then thank you so much. That's much more clear. And so we have a lot of year 9, year 10 students. They don't know what VC subjects should they choose. So can you give them some advice? So what is the most sensible way of choosing VC subject? And how did you make your decision back in year 10? Julie, you want to start?
Okay. So what I thought was pretty useful was to finish 1 subject or 2 subjects in the earlier years of senior high school, so in year 10, 11 and 12. So then you'll be much more relaxed, I guess, less pressures in year 12. Because you've already done 2 subjects And yeah. Okay. So between getting a high mark or choosing a subject that's useful for your future uni course, I guess if you're pretty confident that you will, you already have the subjects that potentially contributing to high ATAR enough for you to get in the course, then you can, okay, there's someone asking about language or bio.
Yeah.
You can choose biology because biology is very useful for our course. But if you're not confident that you will get in above the ATAR requirement, I guess you can choose a language course to boost your ATAR a bit more.
Yeah, it really depends on the students themselves.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think personally it's a balance of like what you're good at, what you're interested in, and what you need to have for your degree. So firstly, I think what's most important, you would have to have a look at the prerequisites for the courses you want to get into.
Yeah.
Choose your subjects accordingly. Then for the rest of the spaces, choose things that you would be interested in so you won't get burnt out in year 12, and choose the things you think you would be good at so you can get a high score at the end.
Julie, you complete the VC, what's the year 10 subjects
year
you
10
did?
was
You did
Chinese.
So did you so your day school allows you to do the exam on it, like basically Chinese unit 3 and 4 in year 10, right?
Yeah, they
So
allow me.
how is that? How did you apply for it? Or can you tell us more about?
So I basically applied out of my school because my school doesn't actually hold the 3-4 exam.
Right.
So it's Xinjingshan outside.
Okay.
It's at Mount Waverley High School. Yeah, and I did my exam outside of school as well.
Yeah, that's very impressive to complete the year 10 your Chinese exam. So yeah, but and then you do your mathematics in year 11, right?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Mathematics in year 11.
And your day school agreed that you can. So you do have to plan ahead, maybe from year 8 to year 9, what subjects you want to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the question we got from Zoe, she is in year 10 and she asked, so whether to choose biology or a language for VC, because choosing VC languages is very an advantage in terms of scale up your ATAR, but for pharmaceutical science, studying biology is definitely helpful. So she's asking, how do you measure what's the cost and benefits of choosing these two subjects? And I think Julie gave us a very good answer.
So basically, well, let's say biology, you want to do biomed or medicine or pharmaceutical science. It's definitely useful that you've learned it in high school. But however, it is not a prerequisite.
Yeah.
As we all start from zero in uni again. But the progress of this entire biology course will be pretty fast, and you will need to catch up a lot. Because for me, I didn't do biology and I found it really difficult to catch up at the start. But once you get into the pace of uni, you'll be fine. So like I said, if you're confident in the courses that you have chosen that will give you an ATAR that can get you into the course, then biology is good to have. Biology, you can choose biology. But if you're not confident that you will be able to get in the course, choosing a language course is definitely a wise decision. Yeah, it will help you to scale up, definitely.
Yeah. Anything to add on, Stephanie, or that's
like personally, I did biology in year 12, and I found that a lot of the stuff we're currently learning in physiology is things I've looked at, or some things I've already learned in biology in year 12. So I can go, oh, I've done this before. I can really just pick up the knowledge again and really quickly go through it. Or for like someone like Julie, who's never really seen the thing before, has to learn it from the start. So I think it has given me an advantage, definitely. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. You both did really well in VC. So can you give us some study tips? And for example, how to manage time, how to get motivated, asked by Grace, who is in year 9.
Year 9. You want to get motivated. Okay. What I did, I find it really useful even till now, is to make a list of the tasks that will need to be completed. So you can tick each one off once you've done them. So you feel like you've done something. Oh, I've achieved something every day. Okay. And for me, my motivation was to improve a little bit every day. So don't get discouraged by people that maybe have higher academic achievements than you, because they're definitely, well, for me, there's no one you're competing with other than your previous self, other than what you've achieved last time. So yeah, improvements is what motivates you eventually.
Stephanie?
I think to also focus a lot on the degree and the career you want to get into in the future. Just keep staying on your goal, and you can get a lot of motivation from that, definitely. For me, I decided I want to do this degree, so I focused on the HR I needed and all the different subjects I needed to do for it. And even every time I thought it got hard for me, I felt burnt out. I told myself, oh, I need to keep going to get into the degree I want and the career I wanted. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I hope all the audience out there, you achieve good results in your year and then finally get into your desired degree. So let's move on to your university and your degree specifically. What is your average day or week as a university student? So you just said you didn't have any classes today, although it's Thursday. You should be having some classes in high school if you're doing high school university. So what's your normal typical week as a pharmaceutical science student?
So a typical week, we would for us, we would have all of our Q&As on Monday. So instead of having lectures, which is what normally people would think of when they think of uni, we have something called Q&A, which is like we watch the pre-recorded lectures online before we go to Monday, and our lectures would explain anything that we thought was difficult in the lectures, and we can ask them any questions that we have about what we learned. So that's really helpful. And for the rest of the week, we would have workshops, which have questions for us to consolidate our knowledge with. And my favorite part of the week, which would be the labs that we have, where you can go and do experiments related to what we're learning at the moment and practice different skills in a lab that would be really helpful in our future careers.
How many lab hours do you get a week?
Well, each lab session is about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so that would be 1 to 2 sessions per week.
So 1 to 2. Yeah. Maybe 3 per fortnight. I would
3
say.
per fortnight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting, if you would like to do experiments and
If you like hands-on subjects, then
stuff.
definitely.
Yeah. So one day you straight into Q&A session, you don't have a lecture to attend, right? You watch it yourself. Doesn't mean you have to really watch it before to do it in your own time before going to Q&A session, right? That's something different from high school, right? You have to attend classes every day.
Yeah, a lot of I guess the main difference between high school and uni is in uni, a lot of things that you do are a lot of studies you do are by yourself.
Yeah, no one is there watching you.
no teacher is there to like, oh, you have to do this, you have to complete that by this day. No, all by yourself.
Yeah, self-driven.
Yeah, self-driven.
Yeah. Thank you. So we just touched a bit about your degree, and can you tell us more about why you choose to study pharmaceutical science? And what's the difference between your scholar program and Stephanie's normal straight pharmaceutical science program? Everything you want to talk about?
I guess the main difference is you receive scholarship.
Oh.
So for our course, the fee is around 8,000 per year. And if you get a scholarship, it will be a scholarship will be 6,000 per year given to you.
Okay.
So 8,000 deduct 6,000 would be 2,000 something
per
yeah.
year.
Yeah, but if you're an international student, a year's course fee is around 40,000, and then if you get in the scholars program still, you deduct 10K from the course fee, and it's only for 1 year. But for permanent resident or citizens, it's 4 year scholarship. So for 24K in total. And then also the academic wise, scholars and normal.
Yeah, and honor is your degree is an honor is 4 year, and
4 year.
Stephanie's is a 3 year.
Yeah. So if you get into a scholarship program, you're automatically put into the honors stream. So you already have the choice of doing your 4th year.
Right.
But if you're going into just the normal degree, like me, you'll have to apply to do honors at the end of your 1st year.
Okay, it depends on your
and you need to get like an average of 70 for all of your subjects, which is just a high distinction. Not a high, just a distinction.
Yeah, you have to maintain 70 for all of your units in order to be maintained in the scholars program, in the honors. Yeah, basically. And what is honors? Honors year is when we do research.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of lab work in the honors year.
Yeah.
It's really different to the year 1 and 2 and 3. Because honors, you have to actually produce your own research results and
you
stuff.
choose a topic that you want to research and you research that and try to make something out of it at the end of the year.
That's like a middle ground between undergrad and a master, right? You do the honors.
Okay, after you've done honors, you can jump straight to PhD.
Right.
So your 5th year, you can do PhD. So that's pretty good one, honors. Otherwise, if you do 3 year course, like without honors, you go to the masters and then PhD.
Okay. Yeah. Masters is 1 year as well, or 2 years?
2 years, I think.
Okay, so basically for honor, you just squish the 2 years into 1 year. Is that what? Okay, great. So why pharmaceutical science? Is it because you love science? You love drugs? No, not you love drugs, but you know what I mean.
Medicine.
Drugs,
Medicine. So I chose this course because I really want to do something that I can help people with, especially after the pandemic. We experienced so much because of a lack of medicine and vaccines for COVID-19. So I thought this was a good degree to go into. Also because I really enjoyed doing experiments in high school and wanted to do more of that in the future.
Yeah, Julie?
Yeah, I feel like, definitely after the pandemic, a lot of people focus more on vaccine research and drug discoveries. Yeah, people and then also it's mostly job ready. Because there are so many pharmaceutical science companies in Australia, and we're actually one of the world's top pharmacology research areas. Yeah. And if you don't know, our uni, Monash Parkville.
Yep. Currently second in the world for the
currently second number 2 in the world for pharmacology and pharmacy. So
proud of you.
Very proud.
Yeah.
So
it was number 1 last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
But it's okay. Just after Harvard, I think.
Yeah, just after Harvard.
Yeah. So right. So what's the VC prerequisites for your degree, and what's the lowest ATAR requirements last year? And do you know any? Yeah, just these 2 questions to begin with.
Okay, so the lowest ATAR requirement varies each year.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't vary too much. For 2023, the lowest raw ATAR score that was accepted for this course was 73.35.
Right.
And the lowest selection rank was 83.2. And the difference between lowest raw ATAR and selection rank is selection rank is the ATAR that you get after all the special considerations, whereas the raw ATAR is what you actually receive. Okay. And yes, and for the advanced honors degree, it was 79.4 for the lowest raw ATAR, and then lowest selection rank was 88.1. And for scholars, it's a bit different. It's really high, actually. So the lowest raw ATAR was 94.6, and the lowest selection rank was 98.05.
Yeah. Just a really quick reminder. Just look at the camera, please, because otherwise your audience will
Yes,
see you.
I will face this way from
Yeah.
now on.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
we're looking straight at you.
I'll stare right at you.
Okay,
that's a bit creepy, but yes, sorry.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt. What's the scholars ATAR requirement again?
It's 98 for the selection rank and 94 point something for the raw ATAR.
Yeah, that's quite high.
Still achievable.
Yeah. What's the VC subject stats that are the prerequisites?
So you need to achieve a study score of 25 for an English subject other than EAL, if that is what you're doing, or 27 for EAL. And you also need to get a score of 25 for math methods or specialist maths, or a study score, and a study score of 25 for chemistry.
Yeah. Right. So there are basically 3 subjects that are required for this degree that are English, maths, or special, and chemistry. Right. You have to do all 3 to be able to apply for this degree. That's very important. And yeah, so is biology compulsory for the major? Asked by Ethan. The answer is no, but very helpful if you choose biology. Just as Julie and Stephanie said, anything to add on more about biology in?
Choose biology, please.
Yes, do it.
Helpful.
Yeah, right. So
because I didn't do it, I regret.
So there are 4 subjects we recommend you do. That's English, maths, chemistry, and biology. Yeah. So the next one will be what's the actual application process be for year 12 students? Do you remember the timeline for applying degree?
Yeah, so the timeline will be given to you by your school. So your school is going to tell you when and where, like which website to go on. So it's called BTAC. And what's the application process on BTAC?
So you go on the website and you put in your code, which your school will give you, and you'll get to choose 6 different degrees you want to get into, and you rank them from 1 to 6. I would advise you to have a look at the different requirements for the courses you want to get into and see if you think you can qualify for them, including the different subjects that they require, the final ATAR that they require, and put your, I guess, the one that you want to get into the most and the one with the highest requirements for your first, and the one with the lowest requirements and the one you don't really want to get into that much as your 6th. Also, I think by year 12, your school would also give you a lot of information on how to do that. So you shouldn't really have to worry.
So I'm just curious, what happens if you don't even achieve your 6 preference requirements? Do you know?
If you don't achieve your 6,
yes,
I think you get the second round of offer.
Yeah,
you
can another round.
Yeah, you can
also you can change it after. So on the day you get your ATAR, you can have a look at what you got, and then you can still get to change your preferences accordingly.
Right.
So you can move your preferences a little bit so that they can go from a higher ATAR to a lower ATAR, so you would still get something. And even if you don't at the end, normally there's a thing, I forgot what it's called, but every single university with all of the different degrees would get like your profile, what the subjects you study, and what your final HR was, and they will tell you if they're interested in having you as a student, and you can decide if you want to go. Yeah.
Okay. So rest assured, there will be a uni for you.
Yeah. Most likely.
Yes. So for your degree, what do you study? Specifically, what subjects or module do you remember, or can you tell us about what actual subjects you do? I'm really curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do 4 units per semester.
Okay.
Oh, 4. Okay. First one I'll say it's called human physiology.
Okay.
Basically studies the human body systems.
Oh.
So what did we look at last semester?
We looked at mostly the nervous system
and endocrine system. That's basically built on high school biology.
Right.
And then this semester we're looking at the cardiovascular system. Yeah, fine. Okay, and then the second subject we do is called medicinal chemistry.
Okay.
Basically looks at the reaction pathways, the drug interactions, the structures of the drug, and how drugs bind to the specific receptors in our body.
Yeah, so how they react in your body and do what they are supposed to do.
Like what drug do we choose for which area to treat what disease, those kind of stuff.
Okay.
And the third subject is called physical chemistry.
Physical chemistry.
Basically what we're looking at.
So it's
something like thermodynamics.
Yeah.
The enthalpies, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. So it's so we're focusing on how to formulate the drugs. So
formulation.
So if you take the drug, it doesn't break down in your body before it gets to where it needs to go. Also to make how we can make the drug easier to use. If it's going to be ingested, can we make it taste better? So for example, a patient would be more willing to take it and get better quicker.
That's for physical chemistry. And then the fourth unit we have is called scientific inquiry. Basically, it's like a really general subject. It's telling you how to become a real scientist, I guess.
Okay.
And that was for last semester, and for this semester, it's called Pharmaceutical Science in Context. So what we're doing, I think is really fun. It's kind of a speed run version of how to formulate a drug. So we're going to go into all the different aspects of a drug and do a project pretending that we're actually going to formulate a drug, from like deciding on which part of the body you're going to target, how you're going to target it, and how you're going to formulate the drug until you pretty much get to have a final product to show to your customers, basically.
Is that your favorite unit out of all 4, or?
Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I don't really have a favorite, but I do think it's quite an interesting approach.
Okay. Julie, do you have a least favorite or favorite unit?
Least favorite?
What do you hate or love about it?
I don't have a hate subject.
Yeah.
I love all of them because it's my course. I have to love them. Okay.
Right.
My favorite, I guess, for now is human physiology.
Okay.
Because it's got the least math.
Oh, you do.
And it's like,
no math.
Yeah.
I like math, but like math doesn't. Well, it does matter for our subject. It's not like it doesn't come out as much. For now. Maybe
remember the equations and put them.
Maybe we progress through the semester. There will be more math. But like human physiology is actually really interesting because you get to learn how humans actually function, like how your cells, tissues, organs, systems function as a whole.
Yeah. So mathematics is a prerequisite, but up until now you don't use as much math as you imagined. Can I say that? Or
definitely. Well, we definitely need math, but not like math methods, integration,
no calculus.
No calculus.
No calculus.
It's just adding, dividing, averages,
rearranging equations, so you
trend lines.
Yeah. So the maths you use for VC chemistry.
So mostly. Well,
basically.
Okay.
I say like year 9 math.
Year 9 maths.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, at the end of year 12, hold on to your CAS calculators. Don't sell them. They'll be useful.
Yeah, CAS calculator,
True.
keep them. Right. So Angel asked, she's in year 12. How difficult is pharmaceutical science, and what does the school mean to you? Do you find your degree difficult compared to your peers, compared to Bachelor of Pharmacy students? Do you talk to them at all?
I talk to them, but we don't talk about our course.
Okay.
Okay. Is it difficult? At the start, I found it really difficult.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah, it's quite content heavy, and what we're learning is going, I guess, a lot faster than what you would have in high school. Normally, I think we're learning about like something in around a week to something you would learn in about like a fortnight to a month in high school.
Right.
So the speed is quite fast.
Yeah, especially I feel like every uni student's like this.
Yeah.
It's not just our course.
Yeah.
But for our course, we specifically focuses on pharmacology. So it's like more specific, more to learn. That's why they like pushed all the contents in like such a short time. But when I say it's really difficult, as you progress through, you will find it less difficult because you're more used to it.
Yeah.
Really depends on how you study. So VC study strategy is to study every day, every minute, every second. Well, not really, but like
Great study.
yeah. But uni study is you gotta balance everything else in your life, like work, socials, and study, of course.
Yeah.
But if you balance it well, it shouldn't be too difficult. The transition should be smooth.
Also, like we said before, it's quite a small campus with only that many people, so it's a quite tight-knit community, and we get to ask for a lot of help from our professors and our TAs, and we also get to help each other a lot. So I think that is the main thing that makes it less stressful.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is that you love your degree, so you don't find even it's difficult, but you love studying it. So I think it's good.
You'll make it through eventually, and it's really rewarding as well.
Yeah.
Because it's job ready. I feel like okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And what does the score mean to you? Depends on what score you're talking about. If you're talking about the end of semester tests, if you get above 70, you can be in this honors program, so you wouldn't have to worry.
Yeah.
My friend, he's in 4th year honors. He said he's never seen anyone dropping out of the honors degree. So don't worry. Everyone should be able to get 70 if you study. Yeah.
In the honor degree already.
So during the 4 years, you should be able to maintain a score of 70 for everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that difficult.
Yeah, most people will be able to achieve it.
Right. Thank you. Can you give us some suggestions for students who want to do pharmaceutical science? What they can do to prepare in the younger years, year 9, year 10?
Okay, this is a bit unconventional, but I think try to learn how to use Excel.
Excel?
Yes.
Right.
That's because I know that for people who have studied things like accounting, it would come really easily to them. But for me, I've never done accounting or any other related subjects. So I had no idea how to use Excel and had to start like with basically ground zero knowledge of it. And we actually get to use it quite a lot in our degree. So yeah.
Do you do data analysis?
Yes, analysis.
Really? Yeah.
We did a bit last semester in the scientific inquiry course.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a very important point.
And we also need to draw graphs and tables to prove that what we're doing has a course, and you can see so you can see the trends and everything.
Right. Julie, how about anything to add on?
So my thing is pretty basic.
Yeah.
So I wish I have gone through all the discovery materials before the first week ever of my uni life, because when it was like the night before uni, I found out that we actually had to like watch some materials before. We need to get head start pre-study before the actual Q&A session on Monday. I haven't done that, and I was so stressed out, and I so panicked. And yeah, that's what I wish you could do before your uni, because it really helps. It's like head start, and it helps you with your transition. And then because of that, I was lagging behind on some contents even weeks into uni. And like the amount of content that you need to self-learn just gradually build up. So yeah, definitely don't like, just keep consistent. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't like jam everything.
Yeah. Check the website, check your emails, make sure you're not missing anything.
Building a good habit of being consistent in your study in your life, right? So by discovering material, do you mean the lectures that are pre-recorded? Okay. So in your degree, all the lectures you have to watch it by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, all the lectures basically, they're all online by yourself. So
how many hours do you have to watch every week?
So they break it into parts. These are called interactive lectures. So in each of these lectures, there are embedded videos that actually teaches talking, and then there are questions like multiple choice and MCQs for you to answer. And then each video is like 6 to 10 minutes ish, depending on which course. Some teachers like to jam it into like 15 minutes long.
So yeah, like it would be about half an hour in total for each lecture. And that's like, you get around about 2 lectures for each subject. So that's 1 to 2 hours for each subject a week. And then you add that together, that goes to about 8 hours. Yeah.
Right. Both of you mentioned about doing biology if you can for VC, and definitely chemistry, because it's a prerequisite for the year 9 and year 10 students. What suggestions can you give them in terms of studying biology and chemistry? So did you get a head start in biology and chemistry when you were year 9, 10? So what was it like for science subjects in high school?
Well, science subjects. I didn't really purposefully get a head start for it, because I wasn't really that sure about which degree I was going to go into. But I was always a curious person, so I read up on it in my own time, just as my hobby, not intentionally studying it. And I think a lot of the things I read or just watched around the place was helpful at the end. So
How about you, Julie?
Sorry, what was the question?
The question is biology and chemistry learning in year 9 and 10. How do you like potential building up for your
for my course right now?
For your course.
So basically, the only bit of biology I did before uni was in year 8, and that was like 2 terms, and it was called human biology. So basically, actually relatable to like now the course I'm studying now. Yeah, that's the only bit of biology I've done. So I found uni biology quite difficult for me at the start. But for chemistry, I actually did year 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 4 years of chemistry, because there are electives in your high school that you can choose. So yeah, if you're interested in them, definitely choose them. They're actually very good foundations for uni-related biology, chemistry.
Right.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. And moving to the final bit of the questions about employment, about career paths and opportunities. So you mentioned about pharmaceutical science being a very highly demanding degree because of its high rate of employability. So can you talk a bit more about what career can you choose as a pharmaceutical science student? Stephanie, do you want to start?
Currently, as we said before, we're studying 3 main subjects. So the physiology, which is the biology part, and then physical and medicinal chemistry. So that's, I guess, there's 3 different parts of research you can go into later in your career. If you decide to major in physiology, that will be learning, I guess, researching about which part of the body that you want to
I guess, attack using the medicine you're going to create.
Okay.
And if you're studying, what's it called? Medicinal chemistry. Yeah. And that is how you're learning how the drug is going to interact with the part of the body you've chosen. And for the formulations part, you're learning, you're researching how you're going to formulate the drug so that it's useful to the people. So that's 3 different areas, 3 different careers you can go into already.
Okay.
And even if you don't decide you don't want to go into research at the end, you can also go into things like cosmetics and formulating other industrial products like paint and stuff like that.
Those industries that use chemicals are all related to farm sci.
So is Monash cooperating with some companies that you can do like internship or placements? Do you know of anything about that?
Well, we do get to go on different placements in our 3rd year.
Right.
And we also get this thing called Employability Week at the end of the year, where we get to talk to industry experts and go to, I guess, visit different industry places to learn about different career pathways. Yeah, so that's really helpful.
Yeah, because if you remember what our lecturers said, that if you tell them that you're from Monash Pathfield, they'll know immediately that is a good course. Yeah, students from there must be good with farm sci. So be proud of yourself, study hard.
Hard, yes.
Yeah. We got a question from D, who is in year 7. How many students chose community pharmacists to be their career path? And generally speaking, are they higher academic achievers? So I think that's another person confusing pharmacy and pharmaceutical science, would you say? Or so generally speaking, is it hard to get in pharmacy and pharmaceutical?
I don't think they are really hard to get in courses. I think if you try like do a good amount in your high school years, you'll get in. And so the community pharmacist part, that's the pharmacy students, not pharmaceutical science, if that's what you're interested in. Yeah.
But for work experience, you can definitely go into chem warehouse and do stocks for them.
You and being there, you get to learn about like the different drugs and how they work.
Different drugs on market. Have experience is better than no experience.
We did look into the Bachelor of Pharmacy compared to Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Science, right? So the entry requirements for pharmacy is a bit higher than pharmaceutical science last year, or
they are a bit
lower. I forgot.
A little lower. But normally speaking, they should be around the same. Really depends on if you like interacting with patients more, or you like working in labs doing like manual works more. So
definitely. So we got a last bit of questions, and for the audience out there, if you have your questions, please type it in the Q&A section, and we will go back to your questions after we've done the questions on our list. So finally, are there any future plans for yourself as the future studies? I know Julie is gonna do honor, right? A 4th year, and Stephanie is striving for honor year. And what about after that? Do you go straight into career, or you wanna have any further studies?
Well, I am trying to get to PhD. I don't know if that's going to change as I progress in the course, but that's what I'm striving for right for now. And personally, I'm more interested in doing like the first part of the drug discovery process I talked about before. So the physiology part of it, I think that's really interesting and also like really helpful, I guess, in a way. So that's what I'm going to do.
How many years is PhD? 5 years or?
I think it's like
Okay, hold on.
Maybe 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, it's like I think
not
it's
really.
4-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just remember
haven't-
that I'll be done by when I'm 26. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, I'm doing my 4th year honors,
Mm.
but I'll see how I go. Maybe after 3rd year, I decide to go into cosmetics, then I'll run away.
Oh.
I don't know. Really depends on how I do. And then after honors, you can go straight into PhD, which is what I might do.
PhD.
Yeah, PhD is pretty good at Parkville.
Yeah, yeah. So good. Just last bit of question. Have we covered this one? Sophie asked how many students they will accept in 2024. So currently in your degree is about 180,
Yeah.
and you expect next year will be a bit higher,
Maybe around
right?
200.
Maybe around 200 for degree. So are there more students in Bachelor of Pharmacy or Pharmaceutical Science?
I think it is pharmacy, but I'm not really sure what the
Okay.
exact numbers since I've never really asked.
Yeah. But just
Should
these two bachelor degrees in your campus.
Yeah, there's also like a double degree.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Science and Bachelor of Chemical Engineering, which is
Oh.
honors. So basically, I looked into this degree because I was going to do it, the double
Okay.
degree. Okay,
Oh.
so basically you do 1 year of pharmaceutical science at Parkville, 1 year at Clayton for chemical engineering, and then 3rd year you go back to Parkville to do the 2nd year of your pharm sci course, and then you spend another 2 years at Clayton. So if you like running between these two places, then definitely do it. And also the honors is in chemical engineering and not in pharmaceutical science.
Right.
So yeah,
That's a 5-year
5-year
double
long course, double degree.
Yeah, a lot of my classmates do it and they say they really enjoy it. So
Yeah.
Running between 2 campuses. Especially Clayton's really big, by the way.
Yeah.
it's a nice campus.
If you want to try both campuses, definitely do a 5-year double degree. Choose that chemical engineering. Right. So blah, blah, blah. Okay, we got an international student, Jensen, asked what about the college tuition, which just mentioned? How about the living expenses in Melbourne?
Living expenses.
Can you
So
introduce a
college tuition is 8,000, but for internationals is 40K per year-ish around. And the living expenses, not counting the food or like whatever that you need to buy or play, just for accommodation. We went to like a place called Union Lodge next to our campus. So every week for renting is 400 something. Yeah.
And well, it is a more fancy place, so I think it can go. It's maybe not that expensive if you're just living in a normal apartment that's a little bit further away from the campus.
Right. Yeah. So do you think most international students choose the uni lodge? It's an accommodation, right?
Yeah. There's also Scape and other places.
Oh yeah. Student accommodation places.
There are a lot actually.
Yeah.
Or you can choose homestay if you want. But a lot of international students, they choose to live like quite close to campus because that's like more convenient. And also Parkville's really next to, it's like really close to city, so you can buy anything you want. Basically.
Yeah, that's the most close, the closest campus to uni of all the Monash sport campuses, right?
Yeah, closest to city.
Closest. Right. Now we are going to look at your questions. Thank you. Yes. Okay. How much ATA will you boost if you're doing an additional language?
So that depends on what language you're doing and also what score you get at the end.
Yeah.
So it's about like, I don't really remember since it's been a while, but I think for Chinese, about like 10.
Yeah.
For as in like entire ATA? Because like
not entire ATA for your
study score.
Yeah, because for me,
yeah,
if you get a 40, it got up to 48 point something. So it's really high.
So you got if you got 40 raw study score.
I got 40 raw in 2020, and then 40
raw.
Yeah, it's not that high, but like it got it scaled up really high, like close to 50.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ATAR is a very complicated calculation. We cannot say how much more ATAR you can get because it depends on your other subjects as well, and also how much you what's the score you get for your language. For example, if you get 30 or 40, the percentage of scaling up is different. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's the difference between this course and biomedics?
Well, biomedicine, I think most of the people studying biomedicine are trying to become doctors in the future.
I feel like pharmaceutical is more job ready rather than biomed, because biomed is like really competitive from what I heard. Yeah, definitely research more into that, but I feel like if you want more relaxed like us, then be chill in pharm sci. If you want to compete, not compete, but like I feel like biomed is really hard course, to be honest.
It's very competitive for biomedicine.
Because my friends, they got like crazy ATAR. They got like 99 point something, and then 99.5 and above, and they're in biomed. Like imagine competing with those people.
I think last year we had a road to uni session focusing on medicine, and we invited a student called Yongfeng. He's studying biomedicine in Monash, and he said that if you get into the top 10%, that you can go straight into the 5-year Doctor of Medicine course. That's what he wants to do, but that's 10%. Very, very difficult. Only to get into the Bachelor of Biomedicine itself, it's very hard. It's like 98 plus.
98 plus, yes.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go. Because imagine competing with those like people and then getting 10%, top 10% of those cohort. That's like crazy.
So stressful.
So stressful. Come on.
Okay. Let's turn to the Q&A bit. If you don't have enough ATAR in year 12, is there another way to get into pharmaceutical science courses? If you don't have enough ATAR, is there any pathways? Do you know?
I feel like
well, there's Cs. So I guess what Cs is it takes into account of all the stuff that happened in your life during your year 12. So if anything kind of bad happened to you that might have affected your studies, like an injury or any changes in family, you can tell them that happened and they will account for it in your final what's it called, like what's the thing, like how you have your HR and your your selection
rank,
so that they would boost that up. And for our year, most of the people had it because we were all affected by the pandemic, by COVID, and that was that all boosted our selection ranks.
What Stephanie mentioned is about when you're doing application in BTech, there's this thing called Cs that you can put into your, for example, your information in. If you're living in a regional area, you can get adding some scores because of that to your selection rank. So it will be beneficial. Okay, how do I get a 99.95 ATAR? Okay.
If you get it, you will get it. Okay, next question.
Study hard.
Well, it really, actually, I feel like some people start really hard and they still don't get that high.
I don't know.
But some people very chill, they just get it.
Do you know any 99.95 students?
Yeah, I know 2 people.
You can, okay, what are the characteristics?
Their characteristics? They're all nerds.
Oh, nerds.
And they study very hard. Actually, I don't know. I just don't know. Some people, they just get it. There's nothing to compete against, actually. It's just how it goes. There is calculus this semester in 102.
Please tell
us. Please teach
tiny
us.
bit. Right? It's not that bad.
Okay. Any tips to study smarter? Or next question? Yeah.
Study smarter.
I think it's really important to get enough sleep. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah,
One thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I sleep at 9:30 every day.
Oh, that's the secret too. I
just start. I promised myself that this semester is gonna be different. Yeah, definitely. Because I slept too late, way too late before.
Stephanie, any smart tips you can give to our
I don't
audience?
know. I need to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
Just I guess like
Sleep
focus when
repairs your
you're
brain cells.
studying. Make sure you're at your best, so that you can get the most out of what you're learning.
Yeah. So how many study hours do you spend each week?
It's hard to measure.
Hard to measure.
I feel like whenever I get time, I just study for a bit, and then I work for a bit. I like do sport for a bit.
Yeah.
And then cook for a bit, and then study for a bit, and repeat.
Yeah, I kind of like did a tiny calculation just based on what I think everything is going to take.
Yeah.
Well, it shifts week to week, but I think it's about 20 to 30 hours
20
a week.
to 30 hours.
A week. Damn, that's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? We got 2 minutes to go, so please type in your last minute questions. We will give you an answer. If there's no more, let me go through the question list to see if I've missed any questions. Okay, there's a question asked by Vicky, who's in year 8. What's the VC score to enter Monash and RMIT? What VC subjects must learn? I think that's very much depends on your degree.
Really depends on your degree.
Yeah.
Because the ATAR range is like a very wide range, right?
So most science subjects, most science degrees, they require math and chemistry, I believe.
Methods, yeah.
Yeah, math methods. And for the general arts degrees, just English, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And for RMIT, I just looked into their website about for the biomedicine. RMIT, the last year, the selection rank is 70 something. So it's not hard at all.
It's not hard at all.
Yeah, it really depends on your subjects, your interests. So, anything else? Okay, we got one more questions.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
So James said the alternative way to enter pharmaceutical science, if you didn't have enough ATA, is to do a 预科. What's it called in English?
So like Monash College.
Monash College.
Yeah.
So basically you do foundation year.
Studies.
Yeah. So instead of repeating BC exams again, you can go to.
I think that is mostly for international students.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's your suggestion be if a student really wants to do pharmaceutical science and they didn't get into Monash?
I'm pretty sure there are other pharmacy.
Yeah, and there's other different unis that offer it, and
Yeah,
there's still different pathways to get into whatever career you want to get into.
You get to go to different parts of Australia to complete your studies.
Yeah. And you always have the opportunity to do a master in Monash, right?
Yeah, you can do master. When you do master, you can transfer to Monash.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We have finished all the questions, and I hope all the audience have gotten a lot out of this session. Thank you so much for coming. And our next Roche Uni the topic will be on psychology. Yeah, it will be.
I did psychology in year 12.
All right. How do you find psychology?
Psychology, I found it really interesting. Actually, it's the most useful subject for me right now for uni, because it actually touched on a lot of like nervous system and sleep and stuff. And it's really useful for pharm science.
Yeah, so it will be coming in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So keep an eye on our information and everything. So thank you so much for coming. Yes.
One last thing before we finish.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an open day at the Pharmaceutical campus in August. So if you are interested in this course, please come, and I'll be there. I'm working on the welcoming teams for
the
open day. So I might be the first person you see. I'll be there checking everyone in, telling you where you need to go for the activities. So yes, please come.
So welcoming and so nice of you. Yeah, go to the open days of Monash.
So you'll find out more, definitely.
Yeah. It's next month, right? It's on the 20th or August the 20th, open day. Okay, one more question. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night.